시작하지도 않았어 바보처럼 이제 와서야 나
The analysis and cost of activities provide financial and non-financial information, which is basis for activity-based management (ABM). ABM makes this cost and operational information useful by providing a value. ABM makes this cost and operational information useful by providing a value analysis, cost drivers, and performance measure to initiate, drive, or support improvement efforts. Cost Accounting Management Internationals define ABM as a discipline that focus on the management of activities as the route to improving the value received by the customers and the profits achieved by providing this value. This discipline include cost drivers analysis, activities analysis, and performance measurements. ABM draws on activity based on costing as its major source of information. The goals of ABC can be achieved by managing the activities. It is important to realize that managing activities is not a custodial task. Rather, it is a process, relentless and continuous improvement of all aspects of business. This involves continual search for opportunities to improve, which in turn involve a careful, methodical studies activities. Each organization requires information to make decisions, set priorities, allocate resources, and monitors the actions taken. ABC performs the arithmetic to provide accurate cost information, and ABM is focused on using this information to manage the activities. Improving business based on the information obtained from ABC is called as ABM. ABM is a management analysis that brings the full benefits of ABC to an organization.
All activities should be compared with similar activities in another company or within the organization which perform the best in class. Benchmarking should be carried out for both value-added and non-value-added activities. Comparing an activity with a benchmark of good practice helps to determine the scope for further improvement. The activities should be measured based on factors, for example, quality, lead time, flexibility, cost, and customer satisfaction. Then, each activity should be rated against the identified best practice. A company with a number of different departments can improve the efficiency and effectiveness of each activity by comparing similar activity of different departments. Obtaining information from other companies is quite difficult. Therefore, benchmarking within the company or with the best practice is mostly used in real-life situations. For eliminate unnecessary activities, there are numbers of different options to eliminate any unnecessary activities. In any organization, steps should be taken to ensure that all incoming materials and part of fit for use. The parts can be delivered directly to the shop floor as needed. For instance, changes can be requested in the vendor's production process to improve quality, flexibility, and increase the responsiveness. The parts that cause quality problems can be eliminated by instilling the responsibility of delivering quality products onto suppliers. Once these changes has been made, all the activities of a storeroom can be eliminated. Activities such as material handling and inspection will be reduced automatically. Eliminating this activity will reduce the overall cost and the cost of products that no longer use these activities. For improvement of activities, there are some of improvement strategies or methods that are being generally considered for improving the performance of any organization using the information obtained from the ABC system. For the first one, reduce the time or effort required to perform an activity. A key element of improvement is to reduce the time and effort needed to perform an activity. This reduction can come from a process or product improvement. Second, select low-cost activities. Designers of product and processes often have choices among competing activities. This offers a mean for reducing cost by picking the lowest cost activity. A designer of a product may be able to specify the type of activity required for the assembly of a product. Depending on the design of components, several automatic assembly lines can be used for assembly of a product instead of manual assembly of a product. The process designer faces similar choices. For example, a part designed for a machine insertion might also be inserted manually. A process designer may choose to have the part inserted manually because a reduction in the batch size makes it uneconomical to program and set up an insertion machine.
For sharing of activities, if a customer has unique needs, it is necessary to perform activities specific to that customer. However, if customers have common needs, it is wasteful not to serve those needs with the same activities. For example, product designers can use the common parts in new product designs. A common part is one which is used in several products to perform the same function. As an example, a gasket used in several car models. The only parts that need to be unique are those that add product differentiating function as valued by the customer. The process designer can also cut costs by grouping of products into work cells. This is possible when products have similar designs, members of a product family, and when the manufacturing process is sufficiently flexible to handle any difference in parts. The cost has decreased because the products in the cell share activities. As an example, supervision, testing, training, scheduling, material handling, storage, and documentation. For performance measurement, in an ABM system, performance measures include both financial and non-financial measures and are designed to influence the behavior of cost management. A fundamental issue is that single performance measure will not reflect all the aspects of a company. Managers may require multiple performance measures even from individuals. Generally, activities involve group of employees and the performance measure therefore usually relate to the group rather than the individual and to the process as well as the output or result. Besides, Green and Frentoff in 1991 suggest certain general guidelines for selecting performance measures, which is, first, the performance measures chosen should assist in monitoring the progress of controlling activity costs. This includes throughput time and the number of engineering changes and production schedule changes. 2. The performance measures selected should be reviewed periodically as the business and the internal and external environment of a business change. Performance measures may have to also change accordingly. Third, everyone should be able to understand the performance measures. This not only must be clearly defined, but also the relationship to the company's strategic objective must be explained. Last but not least, the evaluation of employees should be linked to the performance indicators selected. Information provided by an ABC system is used to find by opportunities of improvement in organization at the activity level. The analysis of activities involves classification of activities into value-added and non-value-added, and then compare this with that of the world-class company or the best practices. Benchmarking with the best practice offers avenues for improvement in value-added activities. This also explains how management can use the cost drivers as the performance measures and control the volume of cost drivers.
For analysis of activities, ABC provides detailed information about the company and its activities. This detailed information can be used by the management to initiate improvements and decision making. Once the cost of each activity is calculated, the next step is to identify the value-added and non-value-added activities. According to the definition of a non-value-added activity, it is an activity that can be eliminated with no deterioration of product attributes. It may not be possible to eliminate or reduce all non-value-adding activities at the same time. The key is then to focus on the critical activities which form a major portion of the total cost. The cost driver for inventory carrying activity is the value of stock. The company should not maintain any stock in order to eliminate related activities. This could be possible by the introduction of just-in-time purchasing. At the same time, the cost of purchasing should be closely monitored. The purchasing department will place more purchasing orders to maintain the minimum stock level. If the company eliminates inventory-related activities and increases the cost of purchasing activity, then there are no benefits in eliminating non-value added activities. Similarly, the cost of maintaining quality in processes should be considered in eliminating the inspection activity. Material handling activities cannot be eliminated at the cost that is difficult to justify. Sometimes, non-value added activities can be clearly defined but difficult to eliminate completely. However, it is always possible to reduce the cost of these activities. To compare activities with benchmarking, all activities related to the manufacturing of a four-head foiler should be compared to similar activities in other companies or within the organization. Benchmarking should be carried out for both value-added and non-value-added activities because value-added activities include non-value-added tasks. For performance measurements, in ABM, performance of GEM should be measured at an activity level, and performance measures includes financial and non-financial measures. The cost drivers are performance measures for all activities. The volume of the cost driver indicates the performance level of each activity. For example, the cost driver for an assembly activity is labor hours. If labor hours required to perform the assembly activity increases, then this indicates that the performance of the assembly activity is poor. If labor hours decrease, then the performance of the assembly activity improves, which in turn leads to a reduction in the cost of the product, and hence labor hours decrease, then the performance of the assembly activity improves, which in turn leads to a reduction in the cost of the product, and hence increase in the profit level. Similarly, appropriate cost drivers are performance measures for all identified activities in the company. From the analysis of activities, the value-added and non-value-added activities are clearly identified. In GEM, the inventory carrying activity is a major non-value-added activity which should be eliminated. However, it is difficult because the purchasing cost of the present system will increase as the company places more purchased orders with the objective to reduce inventories.